don't want to sound gay like France to the listeners.
Gay like Canada.
I'm not like Canada right now. Although I've been really thinking about it because I got hockey fever.
What was his key?
Canada rules.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out Canada.
We took down the Canadians, but
We've been shitting on Canada a lot throughout history.
we did shit on Canada.
Canada rules.
Pretty hard.
Canada's just what happens when white dudes are rocking.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You put your groceries under the hood of my car?
Okay, we're back. We're here for episode 48 of Canadian Talk. We're sitting down with a guy that I've been watching for a little while, but not too long, because I think if I was watching for too long, it might be like statutory rape of some sort, child porn, I'm not really sure. But he is, I think he just turned 21, something like that. His name is Jarvis, and he's honestly probably one of the best comedians I've seen coming up right now in Saskatchewan. I've seen him, he's worked with several of the older comedians that I follow. Matthew Murray, which we're going to have on the show here, but he had some sort of medical thing. You've done shows with Miles Morrison as well. Just like he works at Yuck Yucks. Just really, there's not much else I could say about this guy because I don't know him that well, but I'm hoping that we can get to know each other a little bit better. And because I'm just fascinated with people that at your age that take a liking to comedy. I know it's kind of trendy right now, comedy is, but anybody who's that young, I think, who takes to comedy, to me, it's just an amazing thing because comedy is so complicated. It's so complex. So anyway, without further ado, Jarvis Zawatsky, comedian extraordinaire, 21-year-old on the show. So yeah, this is Canadian Talk, and this is a show where we basically just talk about all things that come across our mind, but with, from a comedic perspective, so we don't get things too serious or anything like that. So yeah, welcome to the show, man.
Well, yeah,
we got you some non-alcoholic beers.
Oh,
I didn't really even know that they existed, but there they were right there in the grocery store. It was like, and they even had an aisle for it. It was like the little gay boy aisle. I was like, what?
yeah, that's.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's
Tell me how
my
they
aisle.
are though. I think I've only ever had the Heineken ones, but honestly, they give me a bit of a tummy ache.
Yeah,
These things.
Not bad.
Yeah. So so when did you first know that you were? Oh, actually, before we get into that, I have a thing where I've been starting each show with a couple of crude jokes. So I'm just going to quickly do that. All right. Okay. So what did one eye say to the other eye? Between you and me, something smells. Oh, I get it. Okay, one more. Dad, can you put my shoes on? I don't think they'd fit me. What? I don't think they'd fit me. That isn't even a joke.
That's not very
That's
crude.
not even a joke. Dad, can you put my shoes on? I don't think they'd fit me. That's the joke in the book.
Yeah,
That's bad.
well.
That is on this. I'm gonna put a star by it because that's on the list of the worst jokes that I found so far in this book. By the way, I'm only doing this because I have this bone to pick with this group. Have you seen on social? Are you very avid on social media?
Yeah, for the most part, I'd
Yeah?
say, yeah.
Have you seen the group? And I won't say their name because I'm pretty critical of them.
Okay.
But they mostly sit out on a dock, and sometimes it's winter. They sit on a dock and they tell dad jokes. Have you seen those guys?
I haven't, no.
They're the biggest right now in terms of internet, not just like pure comedians.
Mm-hmm.
They're the biggest guys, and I think they're from Saskatchewan or just bordering Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And all they do is tell dad jokes that they didn't write.
Oh, really?
Does that bother you as a person? Because all of your stuff, like, is original. It's what comedy's supposed to be. It's about you. It's original. So I don't like that there's people out there stealing jokes. You know?
Well, it doesn't
If you
necessarily...
maybe get a little closer.
Yep.
If you want to pull your chair up.
Oh,
to
yeah,
closer
for
to
sure.
it, just to make sure. I just want to make
Like
sure
this?
you have to go. Yeah. There you go.
No, I don't feel that offended by it. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own way of doing things, and I mean, it gets a little dicey when you're profiting off of somebody else's jokes. That's where you draw the line. That's where I find that the line is drawn. But I mean, if you're with your buddies and you want to tell a joke you heard the other day or whatever, sure. I mean.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I think when you put it on the internet and you monetize it, that becomes pure.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know.
For me, it's not hard to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be fine about it, but like,
Yeah.
for me, I do have an opinion on it, and I don't like it. So yeah, back into what I was gonna kind of start asking you was, so when did you first know that you were funny?
I still don't know that.
Still don't know that.
I'm working on that.
That's humble, folks.
Yeah,
That's a true mark of a great comedian right there. But actually though, so like, who's the first person, or who is a mentor of yours that, not famous, but like maybe somebody in your family, or where did you get it from?
My family's very funny. Everybody in my family's always telling jokes and joking around with each other. It's very.
I mean, they named you Jarvis.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. It's hilarious.
I'm just kidding. No, I feel like I can say that because I also have a stupid name. You know,
stupid name. You call it Jarvis a stupid name?
No, like, I think names like Jarvis, and like if your name is gay, like or Dick, like there's guys whose name Dick. I think Stephan too. Like I got made fun of.
Yeah.
For the name Stephan.
Yeah.
I imagine you got made fun of for Jarvis.
Yeah.
That might have been what tickled that trauma bone that creates that comedic response anyway.
Yeah, it probably didn't help. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know. Some people would be like, "Oh, Jarvis, that's a weird name," blah blah blah. But I'd rather be Jarvis than just another one of the same names. If there's like five Matts in the group, I'd like to be the one Jarvis. I don't know.
No doubt.
It makes you unique that way.
100%. I agree, man. I feel the same way. Like I know 30 Brandons.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick of it. Like you totally agree.
And they're all the same, you know. Every Brandon's similar.
They end up being the same.
And when they have the same name, they're practically the same person. It's
exactly.
ridiculous.
Once you're named, you can only be one way. I think that's how life works. Right? That's what Sam Harris would say. Are you big into school? Like,
what do you mean?
How well did you do in high school? Like, do you just the type of people that inspire you? Are they comedians, or are they more in the academia realm, or what are you into?
Definitely a mix of both for sure. I know now that I'm in comedy, it's more comedy orientated. But growing up, my dad's very hardworking guy, hilarious, and like get a lot of that from him. What did your dad do for a living? He worked on the oil rigs for a long time.
Oil rigs, cool.
But, yeah, no, he's a very funny guy.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, he would definitely be an influence. And then there's lots of comedians, like some of my favorites, like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle.
Bill Burr's your favorite, eh?
Yeah, they'd be up there
Chappelle.
For sure. I like there's some guys out in New York that are really good. Mark Normand and Joe List. Those guys
and
are
Joe List.
hilarious.
Actually, you know what? You remind me of Joe List a lot. Totally feel you on that one. And Shane Gillis is a little too edgy for you?
No.
I guess not, because by the way, it's insane, man. You have shows. If I could you had a show on the 17th with the Danger Cats. They were coming. Yep. They're coming through, or are they from here?
They were just coming through.
They were just coming through on the 17th, which was awesome. Everybody was awesome.
Were you at that show?
I did. I popped in. I seen you, and I wasn't sure if you seen me. Sorry I didn't come say hi, but I didn't want to throw you off.
Yeah, no worries.
So yeah, you have shows on the 17th at the Haynes Mile Pub. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. And then you have one on the 23rd there as well.
Yeah, I produce one once a month at the Haynes Mile.
Once a month at the Haynes Mile, cool. And then I seen that you also had a show on the 25th and the 27th. At where were they?
There's one in Moose Jaw that I'm doing next week. I can't remember the exact.
Oh shit! Well, this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in Moose Jaw, and I'm in.
You know what? I have them on my list. So let me just grab that real quick.
Yeah.
It's just right here. Because we should mention them. Because we're just gonna plug your dates right now, real quick. I have them right here. So Chillers on the 25th. Mm-hmm. That's in. Is that the one in Moose Jaw?
Yep.
And then Dublin's on the 29th. That's here, right?
Yeah. No? Yeah. Dublin's on.
Cool.
That's the Wednesday.
Yeah. So go figure out a way to get tickets on that, guys. Yeah. So what were we talking about?
You were asking me about how I started. Yeah.
And your influences. So you like Bill Burr. Do you know who Richard Dawkins is?
Yep.
What about Sam Harris?
I don't know.
Don't know Sam Harris? Okay. So what? So who? Like, how many? Sorry, let me just figure out which question I want to ask you here. Like, when you decided to do this, because it's obviously a big risk to become a comedian.
Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. Did you go to university? Are you in university?
Yeah. Well, that's wasn't that big of a risk because, like, out of high school, I went into university and I did one semester of engineering. Mm-hmm. Dropped out of that.
Fair enough, man. I've got many friends who did
very difficult, and it wasn't really my thing.
Not even difficult. Don't give it credit for calling it difficult. It's just stupid. Like the stuff that you do in it is so useless that there's only stupid. I was so blind at that age that I was just like, that's what you got to do, and then you can get a job. But it's just so stupid. So anyway,
Well, yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I give credit to the people that can do it. It's a lot of work. It's very, very demanding. That's for sure. And if you want to do anything else, or you want to drink and party in the university life, like you don't get to do that if you're
be
an
tricky
engineer.
unless you're a real math guy.
Yeah,
because I did
exactly.
that.
Math
I
is
actually
very-
pulled that. What you just described there, I actually pulled that off. But it's only because math is actually my passion. Which is strange, right?
Yeah.
So you did one semester in engineering, and so you started right out of high school, right? So you were talking 17, 18,
Yep.
and then what happened?
And then I dropped out, and I did not know what I was going to do with myself, and I had always wanted to do stand-up, and so...
Since
like,
what
you
age?
know what?
Since what age? I started liking it when I was about 11. Bill Maher. You know Bill Maher?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
my first guy that I started watching.
Yeah,
Have
Bill
you ever
Maher's
seen the
good.
documentary Religulous?
Nope. I'll have to check it out.
That was his first thing. And it's
really?
so good, dude. It's so good. Sorry, we'll continue.
No worries. So, yeah. I mean, it was probably why... I actually was told the other day, apparently in one of my yearbooks, in like grade 7 or 8, it said like what you want to do when you grow up.
And it was in there.
And so everybody had theirs or whatever, and none of them lined up, and mine said I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. And
That's
I don't even
awesome,
remember
dude.
that.
You need to find that.
Yeah.
And
I'll
like
have
put
to
that
find it,
as your picture on social media.
Yeah.
You know?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I haven't, I didn't think about it again until probably out of university. I was like, you know what, I have nothing else to lose. I've been scared to do it, but I really I'm at a point where I got nothing going for me right now. I might as well try it. So I tried it and I liked it.
Yeah, yeah. It takes a lot of courage, man. That's the one thing, right?
It's
Like
scary for sure.
Oh, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's the main reason why I did all of this bullshit was because you try it and you go, can't do it. Like I can't. And I in engineering and in various other areas, I've done public speaking and things like that. It's just so hard to be, because you want to be refined, like where you're going through jokes that you've written. So you want to be refined like that and things you've practiced. But also it's so hard to not sound like you're reciting shit.
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest challenge. And
Make it
then
personable.
exactly. And then as soon as you start making it personal, doing crowd work, stuff like that, the really challenging stuff, that's when you get terrified because anything could happen.
Yeah.
Because you literally are you are a joke.
Yeah.
You're meant to be a joke. So it's just fucking hard to do, man. I think it's one of the hardest arts out there. I'm just trying to now remember what we were talking about.
Well,
we were
man,
talking about what happened to you kind of as you were 17, and that's where we were at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just kept going, but
Did you when you were in your teens? Did you watch stand up all the time, like instead of movies? You just like you
no,
watch.
I like funny movies and funny
fair
TV
enough.
shows.
Yeah,
But
you got is Will Ferrell your
Yeah.
favorite comedic actor?
he'd be up there for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
for sure.
hilarious. He's got some really good movies. I love his movies. But I
Do
mean,
you like Galifianakis?
yeah, Galifianakis is good. You ever watch Baskets?
Baskets,
TV
yes, yeah. Have you ever seen his stand-up special?
Yes, it's very good.
He has a couple. He has a couple, but one of his early ones when, oh my God, first joke that comes to mind of his that I can remember is he was on, he's always on the piano or walking around drinking a beer, and he goes, I think abbreviation is too long of a word for what it's supposed to mean. I think a better word would be penis. And
Yeah.
just the way he delivers it, hey,
Yeah.
because I made it quicker there, but he goes even slower and like just great.
Yeah, it's crazy how unique comedians are. They're never ever the same. Everybody's so different.
For sure. And nowadays, what's crazy about nowadays too is it's almost gained an attribute, like you're a carpenter, you know how to carpent, and it's like. With comedy, it's not just about telling jokes anymore. Nowadays, it's almost like they're the only people. They're like at the tip of the spear of because they're really the only people who are allowed to say whatever we want and just go, "No, I was joking."
Mm-hmm.
Like when you look at guys like Ari Shaffir and Kobe Bryant dies and he goes and he publishes a joke about him dying.
Yeah.
He is the tip of the spear. But like
Yeah.
we're down here somewhere in the triangle.
Yeah.
Which is great to be. And so that's like comedy has gained that over the past decade, I would say.
Yeah.
Because nobody's allowed to speak their mind anymore. So we're almost becoming like philosophers, because philosophers can't. Scientists are expected to know everything before it comes out of their mouth. They're not allowed to improvise.
Yeah.
You know, if a scientist starts improvising, he is in real time losing credibility. So
Yeah.
as a scientist, so you're 17, and you realize you don't want to go to university or engineering's not working out. So what comes next? When do you start like doing shows? And can you give me something after that?
Well, I didn't really know how to start. I wanted to try stand up, but then I had to figure out jokes because I'm not gonna go up there if I don't have jokes. So then I started trying to write jokes and talking with my buddies and my family, like, hey, is this funny? Is this funny?
So you collaborated with your family. Eh?
Why?
That's amazing.
Well,
That's
you
awesome.
try them. You try the jokes, and if they don't like them or they think it's stupid, then
Cool.
they're still family, so they can't just leave. There's no downside
Yeah.
there, but
Good one, yeah. Totally. They can't
I mean,
walk
yeah.
on you.
yeah, exactly.
The only audience that you can't walk.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah. So you try the jokes out. If they don't work, they don't work. But I got some that I felt I was confident in, and I went up. I did some research trying to find out because Saskatchewan was pretty.
There's not much here, hey?
Dead
That's
for
what I'm
comedy.
telling
That
you.
was
You're
like-
almost the only, like right now, dude. Like, you know, Black Cat, and there's these places that
Mhm.
try to do it, Yuck Yucks. But in terms of real talent that's from here, it's only people coming through for the most part. You and
Yeah,
Matthew.
well, I mean, there's lots of good comedians here in Saskatoon. It's just
Is there more than 24?
more than 24? Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of the exact number of comedians that we have here. There probably is, yeah, 20
Okay.
some, I would think. But
That's a small number, though, in terms of, but still, I guess that is plenty.
It gives us more stage time. So
Yeah,
that's
but what sucks is that
positive.
we don't have enough to create a place like the Comedy Store where, you know, it can be run by the comedians and
Yeah.
the same kind of a cycle every week.
Well,
you
when
know?
I started, like, I don't know how it was before. I started during COVID, so there was one show once
Oh, Yeah,
a
I
week,
guess.
and
Yeah,
that was it.
you're basically an 18-year-old.
yeah,
You
yeah, pretty
matured
much
through COVID. Hey? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to drive from Yorkton all the way to Saskatoon once a week just to go up on stage, hit the Saturday show at Black Cat, and
Cool. Yeah, because they were the only guys who were doing that. I'd been meaning to go check it out, but I wasn't sure what it would have been
yeah,
like.
it was fun. And there's lots of good shows around here. I mean, there's High Key, there's
Yep.
Fox and Hound open mic.
Yes.
There's a bunch.
That's where Dusty
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely comedy here. It's just, I mean, I don't know if COVID threw it for a loop or what,
Definitely.
but I think we're slowly getting an audience back, and it's starting to pick up here for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully it will. Hopefully we're gonna get even better. Because there isn't much going on, you know.
Well,
And there never has been. But
Yeah,
now
I mean-
that's what I mean. Actually, I think right now, it's better than it has ever been. Yuck Yucks has been the only place ever. There was before there was a place on Broadway, but it's pretty sparse, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also that place on 33rd that does a show. Yeah. Anyway, hey, have you met Steve-O? I saw a photo with
Yeah,
you and
I
Steve-O.
did meet Steve-O, yeah.
So what did you say to Steve-O when you met him?
Well, I was in Cancun at the Just for
No
Laughs
way.
festival or whatever. So I've paid ridiculous amounts of money to be there, but I was like, I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna go see these comedians. This is what I want to do or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went there, and I think it was the first night. We were all. It was just I went by myself, so I didn't know anyone there. I was just walking
You were
around.
in Cancun? Oh, you're at the comedy thing by yourself.
Yeah.
Or just with your... Did you go on the vacation with just your family?
Just myself.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. At your age now, you don't really go on vacations with your friends until you're in your 20s.
Well,
eh?
I couldn't convince anybody. Nobody cared to. I don't
Okay.
know. Like it was more expensive for the comedy, but I wanted to go to the comedy, right? So
Okay.
whatever. I'm just sitting in the bar area, and I see Steve-O sitting at the bar with his girlfriend, and nobody's talking. Like, he's just sitting there, whatever, having a beer or whatever he's doing, or I think he's sober now, so it was water, whatever. And so I walked up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, like, you're Steve-O," and he's like, "Yeah, dude." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Jarvis, blah blah. I'm a comedian, Saskatoon. Like, nice to meet you, blah blah blah." And so we talked. We didn't say too much because it was like I was just kind of starstruck, right? It was
Yeah.
the first celebrity that I saw there, and I was
But he
being
was
friendly.
nice enough to just talk with you for a second,
Yeah,
and say hi, and
super
be
friendly.
like, not be like, "Hey man, I'm with my girl." He actually, that's so
Yeah, he's
awesome.
like, "Hey, man, that's cool, dude. Whatever." And then I
He's
was like,
still getting more and more famous.
Yeah.
I love that.
and then he's like, "Hey, you better get a picture before all these other people come
Yeah.
over here, so we get
Yeah.
a picture." Just people just swarm him after.
Yeah.
So I felt bad because then he walked up and left, and I was like,
Yeah.
ah,
So you
you
started
screwed
the
it up,
swarm,
but
eh?
I mean,
Fuck, that's crazy.
yeah.
So you kind of went to high school in one generation before I did, I would say. So like in this next generation of high school, what was
Yeah.
it? What was it like? Like, because was there anybody at which high school did you go to? Oh no, you're from Yorkton.
Regional. Yep.
Yorkton, cool. And I guess Yorkton is a little more rural than Saskatoon, but was there was there many people who like identified as like, oh hey, I'm not a cisgendered person. I'm I identify as a cat.
Yeah, there were people at the
There
school
was.
like they
I
do
heard
their
that
thing.
I
I
heard
don't
that there's people now like kids who identify as an animal, go to high school, and then they don't have to answer the questions or do the tests.
I didn't personally meet any animals at my high
No?
school. It was just.
I didn't either. I was just wondering how many animals there were out there.
No, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
I can't.
Cool. Because yeah, they paint the picture in the media that it's everywhere, you know. But I guess it's not in Yorkton. Do you guys just have one high school there?
Yeah. No, there's two. There's a regional and then there's Sacred Heart as well.
Sacred Heart. Yeah, cool.
Regional's a better one though.
Just got a text that said hello. So yeah, what else? I was gonna ask you because I kept on like what is comedy to you? What is comedy to you other than making people laugh?
I don't know what I'd be doing if it wasn't making people laugh. I don't know. I mean, it's very, very important to me. I know growing up, it's like, it's your scapegoat, right? If you ever feel uncomfortable or like the weird silence, you gotta say something to break it. Like if you can get someone to laugh, like
There's power in it.
yeah, it connects you on a different level.
For sure.
I mean,
For
it's
sure.
like I can't surround myself with people that aren't
Laugh.
humorous. You know, like
Sure,
if somebody's
sure.
just dead, like so boring, I can't. I literally cannot be around them. Or
So it comes down to you do it as almost like as an occupation, but also as like a mental health tool.
oh, definitely, man.
To
It's
filter
definitely.
out the people.
Well, not to filter out the people, but just to, like, if you're going through stuff, like if you can joke about it, that's like the.
Yeah.
It's almost like a therapy in itself. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's
I
only
don't-
certain types of people who can do that, hey. And that's why I guess you'd want to keep the people who can't do that away because they would be negative.
Well, it gets dicey too because sometimes,
Dicey.
like you
like
think.
that word. I like that word too. I like that you say dicey.
Well, I get worried sometimes when like someone has trauma or whatever, and you want to joke about it to
Mhm.
lighten up the idea, but not
For sure.
everybody's like that. Like me, if it happens to me, maybe right when it happens, it's not cool to joke about, but pretty quick after, I'm ready to joke about it or laugh at it and laugh it off. But
Yeah.
others, like there's some people that'll never laugh at certain things, which is totally fair, but. Like if I want to make a joke about it, and I say it and it doesn't, then I'm in trouble, right? It's like you gotta be careful, and you just gotta know the right time and place. There is definitely a time and a place.
For sure. That's what it's all about, really. Is just realizing that.
Like, I can tell you how many people probably hate me for some things I've said.
Oh, really?
Just
Yeah.
like
Oh,
just
fair
one-off
enough.
jokes, right? Because
For
once
sure.
you're
So you're the
once
guy
you're
who says
telling-
the wild shit. That's what comedians do, for sure, dude.
Well, and
For sure.
like once you start telling jokes, you just want to like if you get a laugh, you just want to keep going, right? And then
For sure.
sometimes it gets you into trouble, but
Yeah. Who cares, eh?
oh yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah.
did you see what happened? What did you think of the Will Smith thing?
I
Like,
almost
where
got
he
Will
got-
Smith the other day.
Oh yeah, okay, then we'll start with you before we go to macro shit. What's like in terms of hecklers and in terms of any violence? What happened?
Well, I thought I was gonna get Will Smith the other day. I was at
Which other day?
I was it was a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
It was at a show, one of the shows in town. It was
Don't say
open
where. Don't
mic,
say
yeah.
where. Yeah.
And whatever. I was the crowd wasn't liking the show to begin with. The first comedian went up, made him upset or whatever. They were upset at that comedian. And then he's like, well, I'm going to throw this guy up. And then throws me up. And I'm dead in the water as I start. So I'm trying to tell jokes. And they were going all right. And then I said, I have one about breast milk. And this...
I've seen that one.
If you only hear a bit of it, then sometimes they don't... Like, you got to understand the whole thing. Or let me do the whole thing. Instead of you just hear breast milk and like, ew, that's disgusting, you sick pervert or whatever. And so, whatever, this lady was not having it, so then she got upset, she walked out, and then some guy comes up to the stage, and he's like walking right up, and I'm like, I don't know, what am I gonna do here? And so he's like trying to grab the mic from me, and I'm like, dude, I don't do this, you gotta get down, I'm not continuing until you step away or whatever. And then he got down, and then he came up and tried to do it again later, and I was like, okay, well, this is done. There's if you guys don't want to hear it, then I'm not gonna do it because you're the only people here. So
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Holy
it was
shit, dude. That's
interesting.
insane. Have you had many other hecklers other than that instance?
not that was the first time I ever felt unsafe on a stage.
Really? Wow.
Everywhere else,
Wow.
I mean, like
That's
I feel
fucking
comfortable.
awesome, dude.
And
I
stuff,
can't believe
but
that you made it. You're alive.
that was
What an asshole, hey?
interesting. Yeah, I mean, they were drinking, whatever. And
Yeah, that's probably, and that probably, you know, it's probably because of the Will Smith thing that stuff like that kind of happens. You know, it's like
definitely didn't help. It made it more
it didn't help at all.
accessible in that sense. But
For sure.
but no, there's hecklers for sure. Most shows it's not too bad. Like, I mean, you're paying to see a comedy show, so if you're gonna ruin it for yourself and everybody else that's paying, like you're an asshole. Nobody wants to be that guy, right? So there's not too many hecklers, but at an open mic, they're not paying. They're just there to drink.
Yeah.
Like they don't even care that there's comedy on. So then they'll like that's where I run into the worst hecklers for the most part. But
Oh yeah. I actually, because that's actually some of my favorite parts of comedy is when I know it's bad for the comedian, especially if they're doing an act, practicing an act, but that is why I actually really like the ones who, they're older usually, but they are trained in those interactions with the audience.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's a couple of different types of hecklers, right? You have the ones who think they're funnier than the comic, so they'll try and make jokes, interrupt the punchline, give a different punchline. And then there's the ones who are negative or dangerous, like you just had.
Well, that's the thing is like when you try to grab the mic, you never give
Those
the
ones
mic.
are easy
You
because
lose you lose control if you give them the mic.
Absolutely.
It's over.
Those ones are easy because you can just kick them out. But the ones where they're not really kick outable and they just keep wrecking the show with little comments, those are the ones that make me the maddest.
Mm-hmm.
And I love comics that can dispel them. Like that one, Steve Hofstetter with the red hair.
Killer.
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, any of the veterans of comedy are
His
very
crowd
good
works
at it.
awesome. I see lots of his videos online all the time.
Yeah.
I know, like the one show I did a couple months ago. There was this big group of people, and they were kind of chatting or whatever, and I knew that they were celebrating something, and it was the one buddy's birthday, I think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, like, what are you guys here for or whatever? And he's like, oh, it's my birthday. And I was like, oh, what's your name? And he's like, Lou. And I'm like, oh, like the toilet. And his buddies just burst out laughing. They never thought of it that way. They just start. They're
great,
calling him
dude.
that the entire time.
You thought that on the spot?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fucking
Yeah,
hilarious, dude.
And then sometimes it just clicks
Any
at
other
the right
ones?
time.
What else?
and, yeah.
Any other good ones?
That's the best.
And then you
one.
went back to your.
I
You
can
got
think
it.
of
That got the break, and then you went back to your jokes.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, that one did good.
Jeez. So where's the farthest that you've went on the road?
Farthest for a show. I've done shows. Saltcoats, probably 4 hours from here.
You've been to Calgary, Edmonton.
Calgary,
kind of
yeah.
stuff?
I did shows in Calgary.
That's
I
pretty awesome. Fuck.
co-middled at Yuck in Calgary for Byron Bertram.
Heard the name? Yeah.
Yeah, he was on like Game Over Man, that movie.
Yes.
Riverdale, he's been on.
Yes, that's where I know him from. Riverdale. My girlfriend makes me watch Riverdale.
Oh, he's hilarious, man. Byron.
Yeah.
Hilarious guy.
Yeah. It's a pretty big role to be on Riverdale. Okay, I think let's do a couple more dad jokes to break this up because we're at about we're at a good amount of time here. We got pretty much an episode in the door. I'm terrified of elevators. I'm going to start taking steps to avoid them. As a child, it was my dream to make a perfect bar of soap, but somehow it just slipped away. Okay, those are pretty good. So in between, so I want to fill in those gaps of your years between 17 and now 21. You started doing shows in the pandemic, so that you said that, so that'd be about 19. What were you doing between 17 and 19?
Between 17
Like
and
that
19?
year and a half where you did your first semester, quit, then you have a year and a half there. That's a year and a
Well,
half.
yeah, if you're thinking numbers, I would have been 18 when I was in university. So I did my one semester. and then I dropped out, and then it was only a couple months before I turned 19.
Straight to comedy, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to fill
Yeah.
gaps that aren't there.
Yeah.
Fair enough, man.
Yeah, it was pretty quick transition. I mean, I had nothing to lose, so I went and tried it, and it was good.
Yeah.
And then I just kept doing them, and then I moved to Saskatoon so I could do them more often and stuff.
Awesome. So you like rent here?
Yep.
Cool. Do you have a girlfriend?
Nope.
No. Have you had a girlfriend before?
Yeah, well, yeah, a couple.
Couple.
Yeah.
What's your longest relationship?
I don't even know. Maybe a year. I don't know.
Year? That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you also about substances a little bit.
Yeah.
As you can see today, you're not drinking, which is totally cool.
Yeah.
Do you drink?
Yeah.
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Do you smoke marijuana?
Not really. No.
No. That's amazing because that's usually a big part of most comics smoke marijuana.
Really?
Yeah,
didn't know
I
that.
think so.
Yeah,
don't think so?
I'm not. I don't know. I can't speak for other comics.
I guess you're
I
so
don't,
young
but-
that you just feel like you can't speak for anybody.
Yeah.
Hey, you just only speak for yourself.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man. That's so pure. That's so pure. There's nothing wrong with that. I like that you just are just like that too, where you just go, I don't know. 'Cause you
I don't know. I'm
'cause you
a
actually
kid.
don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, you literally are a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what my age is?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna guess. So
Not gonna guess.
No. You gotta be like 25 or something. 26.
29.
29?
Yeah,
Oh,
a little older than you thought. I still have
Yeah.
all my hair, so thank God.
Oh yeah.
Dude, all my
Perfect.
friends are starting to lose their hair and
That is my biggest fear.
get married and shit and have kids and
Yeah.
kids too. Like some of my friends have kids now, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, and there's only what is this? There's 8 years between us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my friends already have kids. Fuck, dude. No, what you're doing, I did not have the balls to do what you're doing.
Do you write
Which
jokes
is-
ever?
That's all I do. It's all I do. But
Really?
I don't like. I'm not a public speaker. I'm a writer, and I'm not a public speaker. I don't know though. I know it's you can
What's
do
your best
anything with
one?
practice. My best
Tell
one.
me your best. The one that you're most
Oh jeez, I got
near
lots.
and dear to your heart.
Dude, I got lots. That's why it's tough for me to pick my favorite. Like there's just so many. Let me just I could. Oh God. This
Yeah,
one-
tell
okay,
me something.
one-liner
man.
is-
I wanna hear.
One liner is I have a black guy name.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know any Stephans. I don't know many Stephans
Jackson.
at all.
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson.
And then let me just so we'll just only normal guys wear hats.
Only normal guys wear hats.
Have you ever met guys who don't wear hats? They're
Uh,
always real douchebags, weirdos.
Are you calling me a weirdo and a
No,
douchebag?
no, dude, you're taking this to yourself too much. These are jokes. I'm just saying.
I'm
these are
not-
jokes.
I'm kidding
Oh,
with
sorry,
you.
I didn't play into your. I'm sorry. I should have just said yes. I should have said, of course I am, Jarvis.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
don't worry.
Okay, so
man.
that's
You're not
that one.
gonna
So
offend
that's
me.
that one.
Uh,
These are I got a couple. These are a lot of these are one-liners in this folder. LGBTQ plus minus got to include midgets. The minus is for midgets.
yeah.
I don't know. Let me see what else you got there. I'm not even actually reading them.
But you won't take them up on stage ever?
No, I don't. But I'm happy to give them away. That's the thing, is I'm happy to give them away. That's what I do here, because this is where I do them.
Oh, okay.
And then I can do them more naturally, because I like comedy where it's just bang, punch, set up, punch, set up, punch. But I like this too, where it's kind of like you get to hide the jokes in long spiels, and then they are almost more genuine.
Yeah.
And so that's where my only thing. But I totally get what you're saying. On stage is better. On stage that's
Have you
how
ever tried stand up
Yes.
before?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, yeah.
I have done it a couple times. You could say more than a couple times, but in terms of like at Yuck Yucks, no,
No.
because that's the place that matters. When you start doing what you're doing, I would never claim to do what you do. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Well, you host shows. You go up there. What did you do yesterday? 10 minutes?
It was like 5, 7.
That was only 5 or 7. Felt longer. That was good, dude. I can't remember. Unfortunately, you're so quick that I can't remember a lot. I remember 2 of them, but I can't remember a lot of your jokes. But that's what I think. That's a sign of a good comedian. In and out. Where what was he even saying? Oh, I can't remember. I was bent over.
Yeah, no, there's good laughs there.
Dude.
That show went good. That's
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you real tight with those guys or no?
No, that was the first time I met them, but we're
The headliner
friendly.
was awesome.
Yeah, Brett was hilarious.
I found him. He was world class.
Yeah.
His name's Brett.
Yeah.
And what's his
Brett
last
Forte.
name? Brett Forte.
Very funny guy.
Yeah, dude.
All those guys are hilarious. Uncle Hack and
Yeah.
Sam
Yeah.
Walker,
Sam is the older guy?
the one that sang "O Canada."
Yeah. Yeah. I liked the guy in the hat too. He was also very good.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
the
they were
like
all
Uncle
good.
Hack. Uncle Hack. I liked him as well.
Yeah, they were all
Yeah,
super
doesn't
friendly.
matter
to me.
though. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I think. The thing is about comedy is everybody has their own opinion, and it really, you either go to a show or you don't go to a show. It doesn't
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, not every comedian's for everybody either, right?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
definitely you have your tastes and whatever.
For sure. So have you ever done a word association before?
Word association. What do you mean?
So that's a no. So I'm gonna say 10 words in a row. Okay. So when I say them, don't respond with. So if I was to say folk, don't say song, or if I was to say father, don't say figure. Father figure. Try to respond with an emotion that comes up.
Okay.
Improv. Okay. And there's only
Okay.
only 10 words.
An emotion.
And how the word makes you feel. Not an
Okay.
emotion, but doesn't
Okay.
have to be no,
Yeah.
sad. It just has to be the first thing that comes to mind that isn't continuing the sentence. Like,
Okay.
so, okay. So the first one, elevator.
Jump. I don't know. Jumping. I don't know. I jump in elevators and piss off my friends. I don't
Tree.
know. Climb.
Nice. Car.
Drive.
Wood.
Chop.
White.
I don't know my. I don't know my skin color.
Out of yourself. Gray.
Gray. Wolf.
Down. You thought of up, didn't you?
Yeah, I almost did.
Yeah, you did.
almost
Okay,
got
so
me.
we'll move on from that one. Black.
I don't know.
I don't know. Screw.
Nail.
Screw nail. Okay, cool. That's it. That's the whole thing. Sometimes some weird. Well, you made a joke on the first one, which was that's what it's for.
Yeah.
But sometimes some funny shit comes up,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
with the white black one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you went, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you don't go. You're risky, but you don't go too risky.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
You don't really do racial humor, because we were talking about what
I
your
don't do any
what
racial
your
humor, no.
your areas are, and you said mostly for right now. Obviously, you're taking advantage of your youth, which you can.
Yeah.
And then, do you ever do like jokes about women, or what's
Yeah.
the other big area that you like to cover?
Yeah. I talk about Tinder. I use Tinder,
Tinder.
a lot, so I have lots of jokes about that.
Yeah. How'd you meet your 1-year girlfriend?
that was in high school. That
It was
was
in high school, so you didn't meet her
Yeah,
on Tinder.
no.
Have you ever met a girl on Tinder for a decent length relationship?
A decent length relationship? No, probably not a decent length. No.
That's fair.
I don't know what the definition of decent length is, but
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah.
Three,
Couple
4
inches, yeah.
4 months.
decent length.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Good,
No,
good Oh, shit.
Yeah, I talk about Tinder. I talk about lots of stuff that happens like in the real world turns into jokes, right? Like,
But you don't like to talk about politics in the farm of comedy.
what politics aren't a big thing in my life. I don't know. Like around,
They
like
aren't
I'm,
right- they aren't
I'm
right
young. I'm doing my thing. I stay pretty neutral in that sense because I'm so busy doing other stuff. I don't even have time to worry about other stuff like that. You know, like all my buddies the other day were texting in the group chat and they're talking about whatever blah blah blah. They have so many girls on the go or whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like quality over quantity.
For sure, dude.
And they're like, that's someone that has 0 bitches. That's something someone with 0 bitches says.
No way.
And I'm like, well,
I don't mean to alienate
whatever.
your friends,
Yeah.
guys. I love you probably.
Well,
but
and then a couple
that's-
days later, or I mean, like an hour later, I message him and I'm like, hey man, so and like keep in mind these guys have girlfriends, the ones that are saying this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I texted your girlfriends and I told them that you think they're bitches and that they're not quality. And then they like start freaking out because it's in group chat, so they don't know that I'm joking.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're like, man, dude, did you actually send that? Like, blah, and they're like freaking out. But that's a joke.
Fuck, just freaked him right out, eh? Oh my god, it's hilarious. Yeah, my girl that I'm currently with been for like 10 years. We actually met on Tinder.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was doing it though, I actually started it when it first came out, so it was actually a little bit more quality.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
A little more quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There wasn't
out
so many
there, that's
people
for
on
sure.
there. It was just some people who were smart with computers and shit.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I don't know. There's lots of dating apps and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't go on many dates or anything. I'm so busy. I mean.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good to keep busy. Good to keep busy.
Yeah, meet people at the bar and stuff. I'm very traditional that way. I'd rather do that than Tinder or whatever. Like I'd rather meet them in person because then
Yeah.
at least.
It's better
Yeah.
because, and this is spoken as a person who's been in a decade.
Well, they can't
on
block
Tinder.
me in person. That's a.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
trick, you know?
Yeah, no. It's better because if your lives are kind of connected, then you got that background. So if it ever actually does work out, which isn't very often, if your relationship works out for long term, then you got those roots. Whereas if you meet on Tinder, the roots aren't really there. It can be kind of weird. It's tough to get past the first couple of years with an online thing. That's what I think.
Yeah. Most of the people I find on Tinder are not looking for anything long term.
Exactly.
For the most part.
Yeah.
But
And there's other websites too. Not too long and you'll be able to get on Raya.
Raya. What's Raya?
Raya is a dating app for celebrities only.
Oh, really?
No, seriously though, dude. You know, get a couple of your comedy videos that get some views.
And then I can go on the celebrity dating app. That's fine.
Dude, you could hit some home runs on there.
I've never heard of that
Yeah.
app in my life.
Raya.
Is that where Kim Kardashian and
Oh,
Pete
she would be
Davidson
on
met?
there, yeah.
or-
Yeah, probably. That's where they all are.
Yeah. That's
Literally. So, Bill Burr, why? What's do you have a favorite special of his, or do you like his special
Paper
work,
Tiger's
or do you
pretty
like
good.
him on Paper Tiger was pretty good?
Yeah.
Do you like him on podcasts as well? Do you
Yeah.
like his solo?
I don't listen to a solo one that much.
Oh.
I don't know.
Are you a big sports guy?
No.
Because
it's not a-
I saw that you on one of your social medias used to play some sports, hockey.
Well, I played Team Sask lacrosse and hockey.
Sweet. Me too.
Yeah. I play sports, but I'm not invested in MLB and NFL. Like I don't
not
watch them
watching
and
it.
stuff. Yeah.
Sports, I think, are like something that's there just for your first 20 years of your life where you can really ruin your life or ruin your body.
Yeah.
They're there just as like a script. Hey, follow this,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine for the other 60.
Well, I watch playoff hockey. Like I was watching these playoffs. They're
Pretty sick this year.
crazy.
Colorado probably has it in the bag. I've made a lot of money off Colorado. But I'm a gambler, by the way.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't talked much about myself this podcast, but I am a serious gambler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good at it. But I only play poker, but I've been getting into sports betting. So
Oh.
I don't gamble in anything else. I play poker, and I actually paid for my university with poker,
Oh,
and my first house, which I bought at. By the time I was your age, actually, I was buying my second house.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should gamble?
Well, you have to take
Get
risks.
good at
Thing is you're
gambling.
taking a risk. I took risks in other ways that I could
Yeah.
track with math.
Yeah.
You take a different. You're following the music, which
Yeah.
is we're completely on different ends of the spectrum, but we both can reach great success, I think. So so you're not a sports guy. You don't like his Bill Burr's solo pod. You like Paper
I don't
Tiger.
not like it. I just don't watch it. I watch like Tuesdays with Stories.
Fair enough.
with Mark
fair enough.
and Joe
And then
List,
we
yeah,
might be
that's
drunk. Do you like Sam Morril?
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
like him? I like him too, man. I
Yeah.
like his voice. I like how he's just so. His tempo is sick.
That trio, those guys are killers. Joe,
Yeah.
Mark, and Sam.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Joe fan,
Really?
but I do like the other two. I do like the other two.
I like Joe.
Not that I don't like him.
Yeah.
Just if I had to rank them, there would be a 1, 2, 3. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't hate.
Fair enough.
I don't
yeah.
hate any comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk more about comedians. What's your favorite? So, Tuesdays with Stories is your favorite pod?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Cool.
probably the one I listen to the most. Yeah.
The most, and what else?
Smartless. Smartless is good
Smartless.
with
Never
Jason
heard of it.
Bateman, Will Arnett.
Oh, I don't like.
And
You know what?
Sean.
Will Arnett, I don't like.
What?
So that's probably why I haven't
What?
seen that one. Yeah. I love Jason Bateman.
Will Arnett's
but that's
hilarious.
why. Yeah. No, I don't like Will Arnett.
He's just an asshole. It's
He
awesome.
is, yeah. But that's fair, dude.
That's why I like Bill Burr too, because he's just an asshole, and it's awesome.
Yeah. His is a little. I feel he's done a better job of crafting his assholeness than Will. But
Well, yeah, he's got a different platform for sure.
Yeah.
Will Arnett's
Yeah,
not doing
yeah.
stand up like Bill. But...
Yeah, I think that's what's given Bill that more real, genuine in my head, that's what I picture more genuine. But I bet you're right. I'm probably throwing Will under the bus too easy. Anything else? What are your other pods that you like?
That's about it right now.
Canadian Talk, of course, on the
Yeah,
top.
oh yeah, I
up
watch.
there at the top. We don't even mention that one because it's up at the top. No, just kidding. Do you like Joe Rogan?
Yep.
You do like him?
Yep.
That's good. What is your ethnicity?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm white.
I know that. I know that. But like, where ethnicity is your color? Where are you from? Or sorry, white is your color. What's your...
I think I'm Scottish and
Scottish.
Ukrainian.
Fuck yeah. I think I could tell that you were Scottish. That's my favorite ethnicity of white person.
Really?
They are literally they're the comedian of the whites.
Yeah.
I think. Just like the Koreans are the comedians of the Asians, and on and on.
Yeah.
By the way, I like racial humor.
Yeah.
I think it's so hard. I'm not great at it, but especially it's so taboo.
Wow.
But I mean, I just caught one right there. So. So my favorite pods would have to be. Have you ever seen Two Bears, One Cave?
Yep. Tom
my
Segura. I saw Tom Segura in Cancun. He headlined that one, and then I saw Jim Jeffries. I got to meet him, and I met Nikki
you were
Glazer.
at that show?
Yeah. All those guys.
Oh my God!
That was in Cancun.
Yeah, did they had Bobby Lee and Andrew with them?
Yeah,
eh?
Bobby Lee came right up to our table and said hi, and I talked to Andrew Santino a couple times.
You talked to Andrew Santino?
Yep. Yeah, I saw him a couple times. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I have a
my
picture with him
number
somewhere
He's my number
too.
2.
Really?
Yeah, my number 2.
Who's your number 1?
Bert.
Bert? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bert's a killer.
Yeah.
Bert's hilarious.
He's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
He's a fucking genius. Yeah. Yeah, and I like Joe. Probably goes, Bert, Andrew, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? This is an episode. I don't think we should beat a dead horse because we got an hour of good. It's been great to get to know you a little bit. There's tons more to talk about.
Yeah.
But I think we'll call that an episode 48. By the way, we were drinking Old Milwaukee today because it was obviously on special. Thanks, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is probably the last time we're gonna have Jarvis because this wasn't what I hoped for. It was a little bit boring. You know, you're pretty boring.
Yeah. Well.
So,
yeah, that's how I am, I guess.
So anyway, that's Canadian Talk out. See you later, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, and any questions or concerns for the show, as well as voice recordings and voice messages that you'd like us to listen to, or advertisement inquiries, please forward those along to CanadianTalkWithStephan@gmail.com. Thanks. We also have a website, Stephanjackson.ca, where you can find a back catalog of all our episodes. And we're also on YouTube, where you can find the video versions.